Virgo, Anna here from Virgo. Virgo. Uh, okay, let's talk. So, the title mentions high profile, and before your mind runs wild with celebrity fantasies or billionaire saviors, let's ground this. High profile doesn't necessarily mean famous, doesn't necessarily mean rich, doesn't necessarily mean powerful in conventional ways. High profile means someone who carries significant presence, someone who's accomplished, someone who's built something, someone who operates at a level that commands attention and respect. That could be an entrepreneur, could be an artist, could be someone with serious credentials in their field, could be someone with influence in specific circles, even if the general public doesn't know their name. The point is, they're not average, they're not ordinary, and the energy they bring, it's different. It requires different things from you, different awareness, different preparation. So let's explore what it actually means when someone operating at that level enters your orbit, what that looks like, what it requires, and whether you're actually ready for it. Because that's the real question, not whether they're coming, whether you're ready when they arrive. High profile people move differently. They have to. Their lives aren't structured like regular people's lives. Their time is more constrained. Their energy is more demanded. Their privacy is more valuable. They can't just be spontaneous, can't just show up unplanned, can't just wing it. Everything requires coordination, scheduling, planning, protection. Not because they're difficult, because their life circumstances require it. And if you're not used to that, it can feel cold, can feel like they're not really interested, like you're not priority, like they're always busy. But that's not necessarily truth. That's just their reality. They might be very interested, you might be high priority, but they still have obligations, commitments, responsibilities that existed before you, things they can't just drop, people who depend on them, work that requires their presence. And navigating that requires understanding, requires patience, requires not taking things personally that aren't personal. Um, so when we talk about high profile person coming into your life, we're also talking about adjusting expectations, about understanding that connection with someone operating at that level looks different, about being okay with different, about not needing constant access to feel secure, about trusting consistency over frequency, about valuing quality over quantity. Because you might not see them daily, might not talk to them constantly, might not have unlimited access. But when you do connect, it's present, it's focused, it's real. Um, that's the trade. Less frequency, more depth. And some people can't handle that, need more constant contact, need more availability. And that's okay. That's not wrong. That's just incompatibility. But if you can handle it, if you're secure enough to not need constant reassurance, then high profile people actually make incredible partners because they value the time they do have. They don't waste it, they don't take it for granted. They show up fully when they show up, and that's worth more than half present constant contact. But you have to be ready for that dynamic. You have to have your own life. your own purpose, your own fulfillment. You can't be waiting around for them to complete you or entertain you or validate you. You have to be whole independently, thriving independently, so that when they're available, it's addition to your already full life, not the center of it. That's what high profile people need in partners. Other whole people, not people who need them, people who want them but don't need them, people who are building their own thing, who are passionate about their own path, who understand ambition, who respect drive, who don't resent success, who celebrate wins instead of feeling threatened by them, who can handle being with someone who gets attention and not make it about themselves. That's rare. That's specific. That's what they're looking for. So let's talk about what high profile person showing interest actually looks like. First, they're probably vetting you before you even know they're interested. They can't afford to pursue people who aren't safe, who aren't discreet, who aren't trustworthy. They've been burned before, had their privacy violated, had their kindness exploited, had people try to use them for access, for status, for money, for connections. So they're careful, they're selective, they're protective, and before they reveal interest, they're watching how you handle yourself, how you treat others, how you manage information, watching if you gossip, if you name drop, if you're impressed by status or unmoved by it, watching if you're genuine or performing, if you're secure or seeking validation. All of this happens quietly, subtly, without you knowing you're being evaluated. And if you pass, if you demonstrate integrity, discretion, groundedness, then they start moving closer, start creating opportunities for more interaction. But it's slow, it's deliberate, it's careful. They're not rushing, not love bombing, not overwhelming you with attention. They're building gradually, testing compatibility, seeing if there's real alignment, because they don't have time to waste on wrong matches, on surface connections, on people who want them for wrong reasons. They need to know you're real, that your interest is genuine, that you can handle their reality. So the courtship might feel understated at first, might not feel like typical romantic pursuit, might feel more like friendship developing, like mutual respect building, like two people carefully assessing whether there's something worth exploring. That's intentional. That's them protecting themselves. That's them being smart. And if you need grand gestures and immediate intensity to feel wanted, you'll misread this. You'll think they're not interested when they actually are. Just moving carefully. High profile people rarely chase, they invite, they create opportunities, they make space, they show openness, but they don't beg, don't convince, don't pursue people who aren't enthusiastically interested. They don't have to. They have options. They have plenty of people interested. What they're looking for is the person who's interested but not desperate, who's engaged but not clingy, who's present but not possessive. That's the energy they're drawn to. That's what makes them lean in. So if you're hoping to attract a high profile person, or if one's already showing interest, the move is not chasing. The move is being magnetic through your own wholeness, through being interested in your own life, through having your own goals, through being impressive yourself, not trying to impress them, just being impressive by being fully yourself, by being someone who's also building something, also creating something, also going somewhere. That's attractive to people who are doing the same. That's what creates mutual respect. And mutual respect is foundation for everything else. Attraction without respect fades. Chemistry without respect becomes toxic. But respect with attraction, that's powerful. That's sustainable. That's real. High profile people know this. They prioritize respect. They look for it first. And if they find it, if they respect you, then attraction can develop into something real. Now let's talk about the challenges. Because being with high profile person isn't all glamorous. There are real difficulties. First, privacy becomes complicated. You're not just dating them, you're dating their public persona. You're subject to scrutiny, to opinions, to people having thoughts about your relationship who don't know you. That can be invasive, can be uncomfortable, can be triggering if you're private. You have to decide what you're comfortable sharing, what you're comfortable having known. And you have to trust that they'll protect what needs protecting, that they'll maintain boundaries, that they won't use you for content, won't exploit the relationship for engagement, won't sacrifice your privacy for their brand. If they have integrity, they won't. But you need to establish that early, need to communicate clearly. I'm private. I need this relationship to stay between us. Can you honor that? And if they can't, if their brand requires sharing their life and you're part of their life, then you have incompatibility. Then you need to decide if you can accept that or if it's deal breaker. Better to know early, better to have the conversation up front than to get deep and discover you have completely different expectations around privacy. Second challenge, time scarcity. They're busy, really busy, legitimately busy. Not I'm ghosting you, busy, actually busy with real obligations. And you need to be okay with that. Need to not take it personally. Need to not create drama when they can't respond immediately or have to cancel because something came up. That's going to happen. Their work demands flexibility, requires them to pivot, to prioritize differently. Sometimes, and if you need reliability and predictability to feel secure, this will be hard. You'll feel neglected. You'll feel like you don't matter. You'll create conflict around time. But if you're secure, if you trust them, if you understand their reality, then you adjust. You make the time you do have count. You don't waste it fighting about not having more. You appreciate what's available instead of resenting what's not. That's maturity. That's what's required to make this work. Third challenge, other people. They get attention, lots of attention. People flirt with them. People pursue them. People make offers. People slide into DMs. And if you're insecure, if you need to be the only person who finds them attractive, you're going to struggle. You're going to create jealousy issues. You're going to make their attention your security blanket. And that's suffocating. That's unattractive. That pushes people away. High profile people need partners who trust them, who don't police them, who don't need constant reassurance. Because they're going to be around attractive people, going to work with attractive people, going to have conversations that look flirty from outside but are just professional. And if you can't handle that with groundedness, if you need to be the center of their universe 24/7, this isn't your dynamic. Find someone whose life is smaller, whose world is more contained. That's not judgment, that's compatibility. Different people need different things. Um, Fourth challenge, power dynamics. If they have significantly more resources, influence, or status than you, that creates imbalance. That creates dynamics you need to navigate consciously. You need to maintain your own power, your own agency, your own independence. You can't become dependent on them financially, socially, or emotionally, because dependency creates resentment, creates obligation, creates dynamics that aren't healthy. You need to contribute, need to have your own thing, need to not be the less than partner, even if you're not at their level yet, even if you're building towards something they've already achieved. You need to be building, need to be striving, need to be someone with your own vision. That's how you maintain equality despite external differences. That's how you stay partners instead of becoming dependent or patron client. And if they want you dependent, if they like the power imbalance, if they want you smaller, red flag, huge red flag, walk away. Healthy, high profile people want partners, not dependents, want equals, not subordinates. They want someone who challenges them, matches them, meets them, not someone who worships them or needs them or diminishes themselves to make them feel big. So vet for that. Pay attention to whether they respect your autonomy, whether they encourage your growth or subtly undermine it, whether they celebrate your wins or feel threatened by them, whether they want you to have your own thing or want to absorb you into theirs. All of that matters. All of that determines whether this is healthy or not. Now let's talk about what you bring to this dynamic. Because it's not one-sided. It's not about what they offer you. It's about what you offer each other, what you create together. High-profile people aren't looking for fans. They have those. They're looking for grounding, for someone who sees them as human, not icon, who relates to their actual self, not their persona, who can hold space for their vulnerability, their doubt, their humanity, who doesn't need them to be perfect or always on or constantly performing, who can handle them being tired, uncertain, overwhelmed, who can offer comfort without needing to fix, support without needing to manage, who can just be with them without agenda, without need, without expectation. That's rare. That's valuable. That's what they're craving often. So if you can offer that, if you can be that person, you become invaluable, not because of what you do, because of who you are, because of the space you create, the peace you provide, the realness you bring. High profile people are surrounded by transaction, by people who want something, access, money, status, connection, opportunity. Everyone wants something. And finding someone who just wants them, who genuinely enjoys their company, who expects nothing, that's profound. That's what makes them stay. That's what creates real bond. So bring that, bring lack of agenda, bring genuine interest in them as person. Bring curiosity about their thoughts, not just their accomplishments. Bring care for their well-being, not just excitement about their lifestyle. Bring depth, bring presence, bring authenticity, and be okay with slow build, with careful approach, with them testing before committing. Don't rush them, don't pressure them, don't make ultimatums about pace. Let it unfold naturally. Let trust build organically. Let connection deepen gradually. That's how real things develop with people who are cautious, who've been hurt, who've been used. They need time. They need proof. They need consistency. And if you provide that, if you show up consistently as safe person, they'll eventually let you in fully, deeply, completely. And when high profile person lets you in, when they trust you, you get access to parts of them nobody else sees. You become sanctuary. You become the place they don't have to perform, don't have to be on, don't have to manage. That's intimacy. That's real connection. That's what makes everything else worth it. So if someone operating at that level is entering your life, showing interest, don't get starry-eyed. Don't lose yourself. Don't abandon your own path. Stay grounded. Stay yourself. Stay focused on your own growth. Be interested without being desperate. Be engaged without being clingy. Be present without being demanding. Be supportive without being codependent. That's the balance. That's what makes you appealing to someone at that level. Not trying to impress them, not trying to keep up with them, not trying to be something you're not. Just being solidly, confidently, authentically yourself while respecting who they are, while understanding their reality, while honoring their boundaries. That's partnership. That's maturity. That's what creates something real. Take what lands here. If high profile person is coming into your orbit, now you know what that requires, what to watch for, what to offer, what to protect, how to navigate it consciously instead of just reacting to status or excitement. And if you're not ready, if this feels like too much, if you need different things, that's okay. That's honest. That's you knowing yourself. And not everyone is meant for that dynamic. Not everyone wants that complexity. And that's completely valid. Different people thrive in different relationship structures. Know what you need. Know what you can handle. Know what actually serves you. And make choices from that knowing. Not from flattery, not from status, from actual alignment. That's wisdom. That's maturity. That's how you build something that actually works. And so stay grounded, stay aware, stay you, and let whatever unfolds unfold. If it's meant to develop, it will. If it's not, it won't. Your job is just to show up honestly, authentically, fully, and trust. That's enough. It is. It always has been. Trust that.